back again for another exciting episode of the Guys Connect. Today, it's a very interesting topic that I would like to discuss. Something we all know, but somehow there's no rules written around it. Sometimes there's no principle, but there's a principle. There's a lot of things just around it, but sometimes it's entrenched in betrayals, brotherhood. Many things are attached to it. Some call it guy code, some call it bro code. But whatever it is, there are stories of brotherhood and betrayal attached to it, and those are the things we'd like to unheard today in our discussions. Today, I'm excited to have Vikadex is back,
Hi guys, missed you guys for a while. Glad to be back on stage.
and we have Chiedoze is on set today,
Hi guys, nice to be back here.
and a very warm welcome for the first time, Faith.
Woo!
I know somebody calls him
Allow me to have myself.
Rabbi, where would I don't know. And of course, what is Guys Connect with our co-host PK?
Happy to be here and thank you for joining us.
Yes, we are excited to have you guys. We've gotten comments, conversations ongoing in the previous episode, but today we would like to talk about something like I mentioned at the introduction, which is guy code. There are lots of unwritten principles, unwritten laws. Some of these things are becoming like what some people have lived their life over, but they don't even know the sources. You hear phrases like, "Oh, you don't date my ex. You don't do this. You don't do that. Yeah, you see, you don't date your friend's sister." All those. There's a lot of, some of them you don't secrets edged around secrets. Oh, I've told you something. You betrayed me by telling somebody else, or maybe you want me to keep a secret. Or even despite the fact that it's not right, but it's just because we are brothers, you should find a way to manage that, to protect me. And there's a low lot of layers attached to this, and we just like to talk about some of our personal engagement, some of our experiences, or whatever it is what we'll talk about today. But I would like to start by saying, is there anything wrong with dealing with bro code or guy code? Alex.
I think that the bro code, just like any other social norms thing, is just the rules that guide the way we behave for everything to make sense.
Okay.
These things were not just taken arbitrarily. Events happened,
Okay.
and people realize that when things happen like this is probably the easiest or the most sensible way forward.
Okay.
And over the years, those different things have, consolidated into a body of maxims or wisdom that people live their lives by. For example, the same way that when the child is growing up, he touches the hot lantern when there was still lanterns, and he burns the child's finger. He or she doesn't do that again.
Yeah.
So that's how the bro code have been put together.
Yeah.
However, as life changes, norms shift.
Yeah.
And of course, some of those things in the bro code may need to change, but I don't think there is anything, particularly wrong with the bro code.
Okay, because for me, when I was reflecting on something came to my mind. I said, is it unspoken rules that holds us together or tear us apart? Because there have been cases where, in the process of managing bro code, for example, there's a story I heard of a guy who knew his friend's relationship, for example, and knew that just like when the guy cheated on his girlfriend, right? And the girlfriend asked him. Of course, he didn't say anything. And now the table were turned. The lady cheated, and the guy didn't tell the guy. And the guy said, "You're my bro. You didn't tell me." And the guy said, "It was the same code that protected you. Now it's not a code that you want me to break to favor you." So at what point, the question, that's why I wrote it there, that it can seem like it's bonding you together, especially when it favors you. And but sometimes when the coin is flipped the other side, it becomes something that you can interpret as betrayal. So that's why I'm asking that question. That at what point, do we think this is good or overstretched? Phil, what's your thoughts?
Wow. I haven't looked at it from that angle.
Yes.
Because the code in
Or maybe I should even ask, do you even believe in guy code?
Personally, no, not really.
Okay.
Not really. I'm not. I didn't grow up like with cliques.
Okay.
I grew up like one-to-one relationships.
Okay. All right.
So there wasn't really any, but I understood the concept. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of boarding school. What do you call it? Friends of mine, they will develop these rules to live by. But I think what's even most critical for me is knowing the source of the rule. Because you can get into an environment and you see everybody doing something and you do that same thing to fit in.
Yeah.
But you don't know what started it.
Yeah.
Where did it birth from?
Yeah.
So until you can now say, okay, this is actually where I'm heading. Is this thing helping me get to my goal faster, better, more efficiently? Or is it keeping me away from my goal? So that's to answer your question. It is defined by your personal goal.
Okay.
If your personal goal is something that is going to be marred by following the quote-unquote guy code, I don't think you should.
Okay.
So because let me tell you to the extent which I don't believe in the guy code.
Yeah.
I had a relationship, right? And when we split up, I told my guy friends that, see, bro, if you were to get with this girl tomorrow, I'll be happy for you. Why? Because she's a good girl. She's a good girl, and I'll be happy for the both of you. Because I know you are a good guy, she's a good guy.
So are you the bad guy?
No. It just didn't work out for me because like one or two things happened, and it was better to just. And I was like, I would actually be very, very happy for you if you did my ex, and I didn't feel any animosity towards it. So it's like. And I'm happy for the way I grew up, and I don't regret anything.
So I interestingly, I actually think that part of the guy code is more flexible with guys than with ladies. But that's the topic for another day.
I was gonna say that it's important to also know that the guy code is nuanced.
Yeah, nuanced.
I don't think it's like you can't date someone's ex. Period.
Okay.
It means that if you're gonna do that, you're probably gonna speak to the guy and he's comfortable with it.
Yes.
Right. So on one layer, it's nuanced, and number two, it's also important to understand that the bro code is not the most important rule you live your life by.
Okay.
There are certain other maxims and wisdoms that you would hold in higher accord than the bro code. If you're a believer, for example, definitely what the scripture says is more important than what the bro code says.
Yeah.
Right. And I wish Adekunle was on set with us today. We would have probably been able to see a layer of that through the lawyer-client confidentiality. Certain things you can't break, but if your client is about to commit another crime, I think there are certain permissible leeways that allows you to know that I'm not a party to this crime that this person is about to commit. And I think that applies to the bro code as well, in as much as it's about in the end the outcome, like he was saying, but much more than just is he helping me to achieve my goal? It's also about, is the output, the end product of this decision, is it moral? Is it good? Is it the benefit of mankind? And then you can test, every decision to align with the bro code or any other code by those litmus tests.
I think that's interesting. I'd like to hear from Chideze, because I know, I assume, I know that maybe one of those people that will find the bro code thing, maybe may find it a bit somehow. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Don't let me assume.
I mean, if at this point I say you don't know, so yes, the bro code thing, as always, is not something. It's not a lingua that is very common, right? Within my life, but however,
like him. Okay.
Yes. However, I understand the context, being that I was in a boarding school.
Okay.
Right, I went to a boarding school during my high school days. And so you understand that you don't snitch on the guy.
Yeah.
For example, something happens in the whole class,
Everybody
and then everybody's it's your comes
zip up.
Who did this? No try. That's cheap. You guys, all of you can actually go punished at the same time, but it's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
So you have to really maintain that. So but one thing I do have to say is that, just like Vicadis has said, it's not one of the important maxims or rules one have to live by, right? What the broker simply tells is that what I see is that somebody should, your fellow brother should be able to have total trust in you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That when I have conversation with you or when I have a relationship with you, you are protecting my interest.
Yeah.
Right. And part of protecting my interest also means to correct me when I'm going the wrong way.
I'm coming there, yeah.
So that's really what the Brotherhood is to me,
Okay.
in real sense.
Okay, I like that. That's a balanced way to look at it.
Management.
It's stakeholder management. So I like to hear PK. I like to hear your thoughts on this.
So I see it as a cascading of some of these things that come from the most pristine set of rules, which guide our lives. And Victor said it correctly, and I appreciate your position too. Faith, that's not the highest code we live by. It's just what guys want to use. So at least coordinate their conduct and their behaviors at that level. So, but I wouldn't want the young people or younger people to get too attached or too carried away about it as a code, like, it's like because it could get to a point where it's like a cult kind of a thing, where you have a different opinion that you know is right, like you have said like, and if because you did this to the guy, to the lady when the guy cheated, and now it was the lady's turn, and now you are expected to change the rule. No, if you're going to stand by what is right, so be independent. So, like I always say, and I probably expect that I'm expected to say that there is one general rule, code of conduct, morality as set up by the creator. And all these codes we are seeing, they are just cascade from it. Each person take what's convenient at their level, they interpret it, break it down to what they can relate with at their level and their cliques. So whatever you do, it's good to be there for your friends. So many of these guide codes are excellent. Are great. Don't disrespect your friends in the presence of someone you want to impress. Great. It's just the wisdom is there. Like I said, you see, the body of wisdom is there. I want to shy away from it. We live in the world, and I understand we will go along with the world and help the world with what it can bite per time. But basically, the faith of a Christian believer, what we believe in, have a body of wisdom that guide life. That if you want to subscribe to it fully, all these ones that you're talking about are only subsets, lower subsets to it.
All right.
So
I like that. So for me, one of the questions I want to ask, because before you can align with the guy code for a particular person, the person has to be your guy. So what makes someone your guy? There's that guy and my guy. Somebody said there's a difference between when you treat somebody as, meet this guy, and meet my guy, or is that guy. That there's a context to that. They are all guys, but there's a context to that guy. So is it loyalty? Is it silence? Is it ability to keep secret or respect? What constitutes someone as your guy?
I think it's what I would like to call a shared experience of insanity, or a shared experience of a life-altering circumstance.
Okay.
You and someone have been through a hard time and they stood by you. That's what it means that someone is your guy. So me and my friend Daniel, we met at Kaduna in NYC camp. We've been friends for about 5-6 years now, right? He started working in the end. Doing service here. He was trying to help me get a job. I did not get a job. One day we went for an interview, and the man was offering us like 20,000 to be working, and then accommodation and feeding. And then I was like, Victor, we can't take this job.
We can't. I won't.
I was willing to she'd be like, no, we can't do that. And as luck would have it, through the period, like we finished NYC, I was working in Maiduguri. He went home. He didn't find something. I had to come back, and that was a very stressful time for him because he was trying to find a job. But we were together through the thick and the thin. When I didn't have a job, he was with me. During this period where the Trump stop or work order affected people, we were in conversation. So it means that me and this person, we've been through different life-shaking events and we have stood. So it was not like, I didn't have money, you abandoned me. Or now that you are any money more than me, you don't remember me again. So it's that life-altering, I would say it's what soldiers go through when they bond together in the battlefield. So I've seen how this person reacts under pressure. It aligns to how I would react. So first and foremost, they've earned a level of trust from me. And then from there, we begin to build on different things. Can this person, I've known that this person has my back. can they hold the secret? Will there be another conversation?
I believe that's what Solomon is trying to say when he said there is a friend that's still closer than a brother. There is, and you can relate with it. And I'd like to hear from Faith. What makes someone your guy?
Truthfully, the number one thing is being able to have humor.
Okay.
If we can't have humor together, I don't think our brains are connected at a certain frequency. Because once you are at the same frequency, one thing you would resonate with is humor. And another thing you resonate with is a judgment-free zone. I can tell you that I did something and you are not going to start saying, you are not, no. You'll be like, what was going through your mind that time? So like that judgment-free zone and like just being able to listen and see the different sides of a person and not dispose or disregard, the person as a whole with that one bad thing that the person has shared with you. Yeah. So you then build that level of trust. So those two things, humor and judgment-free zone, are like.
I like that. I like the judgment-free zone part. I'd like to hear from Chidozie. Yeah.
Well, I think I share same thoughts with Vigades, right? In terms of what makes somebody your guy is their bond or the experiences both of you have shared together.
True.
And that passage, there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes in some contexts, it's like his friends just stick closer.
Yeah.
Because God, being somebody who has also been blessed by the gift of men, right? So I understand the real part of that as well. And also in the course of life as well, I've also been in a phase where you get to see brothers who at some point, because of one or two reasons, did not do things accordingly and sort of betrayed the guy code. Yes, and understand how that bites very strongly. So how I rate my guy is, again, how much of experience both of us have shared together. How much have we sat down together to reason through life, then we're able to come through on that. There are people today that I cannot, when things get tough, that's the next person I want to give a call. Because I know that after that conversation, solution is coming out, or at least peace of mind is coming out. So that's just how one is able to rate such a situation.
Okay, PK.
Yeah, so for me, somebody who has your back. Somebody who has your back, tested, like they've all said, and trusted.
Okay.
I don't have very many friends. So because, like I said in one of the previous episodes, your heart really matters to me. I want to be very free with you so that I can tell. Someone came to meet me one time to talk about PS, and when I was giving the feedback, I said, "See, there's nothing that you can see now that can surprise me. You're not going to. There's something you cannot see. As you are in front of me now, there's some things you cannot see because they are not in the purview. And I'm not saying it's 100% perfect is an angel. They are not in the purview of what is possible by the virtue of my experience with him in the last 2 decades. So, and then if he appears big, and when I see him and he says his size, I'm going to understand. So that kind of a friendship that is very peaceful and relaxed, and you know each other is my guy. I can't open my mouth and call you my guy when I do not know what you are going to do the next minute. I was telling you about someone. I said this guy started getting closer. It's a young guy. He's supposed to be a mentee. I'm submitting. I don't have to do that. But if you're going to be my friend, I immediately allow you, I cover you with my heart. So, and I use the word, I say, I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to plan with you and you're not in the picture. So that kind of, so the best thing will be straight for 6 weeks, for 2-3 weeks, it's like this. I say, I'm not going to fight you. You're not just my guy. All right. So if I want to say you are my guy, take it to the highest level. And you can trust me too. Like you're trying to get some details from somebody who is my guy. You're trying to, it cannot happen. So I think somebody who has your back, who has demonstrated it,
I like that. For me to share my own my guy story, and of course Vicky has already touched part of it. The first time I went to university, I had my first University of Ilorin, for those who don't know. And interestingly, I stepped at many campus. PK, you can remember the story. And the first person I saw was PK and Jimmy. At the end, they offered me to come and stay with them. And I was no, because I was coming from a background where trust is very is a very tight currency. So I was like, okay, where are these guys? I'm meeting for the first time, and they want to offer me safety. So I went to go and stay in the student union building, and that night I was beaten. First time in the University of Ilorin and all that. And guess who showed up? Almost as if God sent them. I believe God actually sent them. They came back. The same him and Jimmy took me in that night. And so when you are saying my guy, like he said, there must be connection. You've been through stuff. I'm just saying that we started on that kind of deep stuff, and there have been many stories, many victories, many challenges after that. So it's not just anybody can be your guy. I'm sure, just like they are saying, there must be things that are connected to that. But that will lead me to my next question. So, can you challenge your brother without losing the brotherhood?
That's how you know who your guy is.
Yeah.
I think that's how you know who your guy. You have to not even challenge in a way. You have to be able to tell your guy that alpha, bro, this thing you do alpha now. You so say you're better than this.
Yeah.
So even when you are approaching that thing, you're not really criticizing per se.
Yeah.
You are trying to let him know, oh, this is a weak point. Alpha, do you want us to we work on this together? Yeah. And then there is growth from there. And then you build on the experiences you already have. So I think if you're not able to address those type of
issues, maybe it's not your guy.
Maybe it's not really your guy.
Is that what it says? It's a sentiment?
I think there is an arrogance that comes with saying, can we address issue without losing the brotherhood? It's assuming that we are correct. That assumes we are the one in the right. Because sometimes when you question other people's intent, you might actually be the one in the wrong. Even though you have good intention. I'll share a story. My friend, let's call him Sodoms. That's his nickname. He was in 300 level in UI and woke up one day and said he's gonna quit. That he's not going to. Hello, he was a head prefect in my secondary school. The assistant as a senior boy called me like, talk to your friend. Is he all right? And I remember in Ogbomoso on the G, we sat down and I discussed with him. What? Any of us, you're the smartest guy we know, still the smartest guy I know till today. We would kill to have what you have. Yeah. Why? He's like, you are so stressful for me. I don't think I can handle it. And again, it did not really make sense to me. I sat with him, but his mind was made up. And he was like, I'm going to write JAMB again, get into school. I'm like, okay, sure. Seems like you have a plan. It's all right. And astonishing, this guy wrote JAMB, got into uni Loring. He was one of the scholars till he graduated. I think he studied physics or something. Looking back now, I was just imagining that if I had pushed him to the wall and said that this is the end of our friendship, you're an unreasonable fellow, I would not be enjoying his friendship all till now. Yeah. So even in addressing what we think are seeming issues, even with our best interest, even with all that we think we know, sometimes we're in the wrong. And we see this also sometimes when people want to start a project or a business and you feel like, I don't think you had it figured out, but I will still, because you're my friend, I will stick with you, I will stay with you. And sometimes they are
so yes, I can understand
apparent ones.
Yes, and because I also like to bring up that there should be a clear-cut difference, because there's a difference between, you made a decision that you feel is the best decision for yourself, and I feel, you shouldn't make that decision. But it's different from, for example, I have a friend, a married friend, and he's my guy, and he's cheating. And I know he's cheating. But because I don't want to lose the brotherhood, I keep quiet. I should be able to challenge that the guy, this is not right. There's no, in my opinion, there is no gray areas of what is right or wrong in that case. You are cheating. Now, there may be a reason why you are cheating. We cannot discuss that, but guy, whatever the reason is, what you're doing is wrong. So I'm sorry, but I got the part where, I have my guy. If he just wakes up and says he wants to resign, I don't think me challenging him doesn't make me right. Because he's the one who is doing the job, who knows what he's dealing with and why he's making that decision. But I should be able to say, guy, I think you can do. And if he tries to explain to me what the situation, just like in the case of your friend, I think is even what makes me my guy is to, once we have that conversation and he gives me a reason why he wants to do it, to support him and say, oh, there's a reason this guy is doing this. Why not? Let him have his way.
I don't think I can be guy with someone who cannot do some intellectual parley. Like, we can call you out and discuss the things.
Yeah.
And you will not shut down, you will not feel like you were coming for you. If you can't have that level of, it can be difficult, it can be challenging. But if you're my guy or I am your guy, we should be able to have those difficult conversations. You can call me out, I can call you out. We can go away and be solemn that day, but it doesn't end our relationship.
You understand it's in love.
Love, yeah. So we have a consensus here that you're being able to call your guy out.
Yes.
Is a proof of brotherhood. Our time is running out. Yes.
I do have a bit of this in here.
Yeah.
How about in the case whereby you are calling out your guy, supposed guy, in a way that is not constructive? Yes. You are rather condemning, right?
That's
Yes. But of course, you're calling out something, but you're not trying to help this person become better. For such instance, right, you don't call it trying not to help your brother and the brother is not being there. You actually, because people sometimes can hide, there's another concern where can hide some things in their mind and then use your weak moment, right? Supposed guy.
And that means it's not your guy. I'm sorry.
I think he still wants to land.
Okay.
Yeah, so supposed guy, and then use those weak moments to now hit on you in a way that you are now as you are listening to the person, you are hearing that this person is not actually addressing the problem, but addressing you as a person. Because probably there's one or two reasons why he or she has an issue with you in the past and all that. So such is a situation that can occur.
That's why I say your guy cannot be many. Your guys cannot be
that's so my
that guy after that.
Yeah, that guy. So for me, I agree with him.
Envious and jealous. There's no.
Maybe it's not your guy.
Today.
However, sorry for cutting you. However, I believe that if you are my guy and I'm your guy, there should be no holds back. There's some people I know, there are not many, I can count them at the front of my hand, tip of my fingers, that can call me out anyhow, anywhere, that they are already in a place in my heart where we cannot get to the point where we say, we are not doing it again. Because they have ended it, and I believe I have ended it. I'm like every human being, I may not like it. Nobody likes nobody when the truth is eating you. Nobody can say, I like when somebody say eating me with that. Nobody, if you are saying you're a liar, you will not like it, but you also acknowledge that this person is doing it, no matter even how he's doing it. You may not like it at that moment, but you know that the end product is for your good. But when the person is doing it, when, like you said, it's just to pull you down, no solution, no anything. It's not your guy. I'm sorry. It's just a critic. A critic is somebody whose job is just to say this is wrong, and moves on. He doesn't want to know how you solve it. He's maybe to point it, just like your supervisor. Okay, repeat chapter 1 is bad. In some cases, some will not even tell you go and do this. Besides, they just say it's bad. Go and redo it. Okay. If I know what to do there, I won't even come to you. If you're able to tell me what I need to do so that I can go and do it well. So it's very important.
Another interesting thing about your guy is, in the context of what we're discussing, is people who are your friends, and they can put a stop to whatever you're doing, any place, anytime.
Exactly, yes.
Maybe you are angry and someone just calls your name, Victor. And immediately, because you know that this person calling me is my guy, even if I don't understand why he's telling me to calm down,
that's where I'm going.
Just calm down.
Just call it down if you really understand what he's
saying.
Yes. Because you already know they have your best interest in mind.
Yeah. Because at that moment, that person is saying something that said, the way this guy is getting angry, you might do something that will do something wrong. And so, okay, let me shut it down first. I know you are logically right at that moment, but what you are doing, the reaction might put both you and or even other person at risk. So I end with that because with one final thought. And because when we started, we said guy called Brotherhood and Betrayal. Does anyone have any story of betrayal?
I don't have a story of betrayal, but I want to say this in defining what you might term as a betrayal, because something can happen, right? And it's up to you to decipher how you want to read that situation that happens. So somebody can be showing you themselves, but you were expecting something else from that person. You were expecting more, but they showed you their true color.
Okay.
So will you accept it, or will you feel hurt, or will you stay in hurt by what the person did that you did not expect, based on the persona that you have created in your mind of that person? So there is a responsibility on every individual to determine what you take out of the events that has happened.
Yeah, because this generation define betrayal with careless abandon. Any small thing. I'm having a conversation that he betrayed me, and maybe you ask a question. Maybe somebody, you ask him for money. I say, does he have money? And goes, no, I'm serious. I'm not joking. This is not even a joke. This is actually. And I go, okay. And I say, you use the word betrayer. He said, yes, he betrayed because I expected him to give me the money. He did not give me. I said, that's not betrayal. The person doesn't have. Maybe the person just doesn't have. It's not betrayal. You know what the word betrayer is? So and that's why that I'm careful with using that word. You know,
very strong
so that's why I like that you really cheap that because the person might just be revealing a side of him that you had assumed that this guy is my friend is a big boy.
To me,
he has anytime I call, he's able to give me. And
he just defined himself.
Yeah,
he just defined himself.
Yeah,
so I need to know where to place
it.
Yeah.
I think it would be difficult for a brother to betray another brother. Because the steps it takes to define or to show that you are a brother would have already weed out all of the propensities, all of the possibilities.
Yeah.
Right. Again, just like we said, betrayal is a very strong thing. It's not. I mean, along the way, people would do things. You'd be disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. I feel more like disappointed.
That's not betrayal. Because betrayal means that they've done something that's against your core value. Something that both of you have bonded over. That would be what I would call betrayal. I think it would be highly difficult.
Like Judas betrayed Jesus.
Yeah, that's a betrayal.
And he knew, Jesus knew from the beginning, from the one. So he never put all his eggs in one basket. So he did it deliberately.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going on the journey, you finish the journey, then you're coming back to start. That's how deep friendship is.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing this guy can do.
Yeah.
I heard something that Pastor Bakari said one day, and it doesn't left me. He looked at a man called Ayubo, and he said, "There's nothing he can do in his life to offend me." That is serious. They are still both alive. And he said it probably on national TV. You know, that so people things can get so he can be in fact you can fight him tomorrow, but you have entered in a relationship like marriage rightly done, right? It's just like marriage.
Yeah.
You know, look at David. Sorry, this we are Christian people. David and Jonathan.
Yeah.
Even in death, he still looked for his son.
Exactly.
Because the friendship they shared, Bible said that their soul was knitted together. He loved him more than his own soul.
More than his own inheritance.
And you have an inheritance, and you say, because you're my guy, and I'm very sure, I'm not envious of you. God has already made it clear that you're the one that's going to be the king. I'll be your assistant. Just make sure that eventually I'm going to take care of my family. And he did. You know, so this thing is deep. And I really want to encourage everybody to have a guy. Have your own guy. Because it's not easy to get to having your guy, but please, that's why nurture your friendships. No matter how few, 2, 3 they are, nurture it, get it to your guy level.
Don't keep shutting down on everybody.
Yeah, because you need it.
Because it's also part of the building process. Before you get to the point where you end that trust, there will be some things that the other person will have done that you don't like, but you walk over. It's only when the person becomes adamant and consistently and doesn't want to get better.
I think talking about betrayal, it's about to distinguish between Judas' betrayal and Peter's betrayal.
I think Peter is more of denial.
Maybe.
But it's also but I see where you're coming from. Please go ahead because it's also now half of in fact for doing it once, not even 3 times. So I get where you're coming. Please go ahead. He's actually betrayal for him.
That Judas' own was premeditated. It was planned out. And even when he was going, Jesus was like, "Go and do what you have."
And he still went on to.
He was never his guy.
And it was always about the money. Like this perfume that we are pouring with the and for Peter was more of spontaneous. He was caught in the moment. He was fear. He was afraid for his life. And so those things happen in our lives. So someone might seemingly betray you by virtue of the circumstance they are in, but how they respond afterward matters. And I mean that's a clear story. So Peter came back Jesus restored him. I mean, after the crowd called, he went outside and wept.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when Jesus came, he restored him. But for Judas, he was angry. He went and threw the silver back to them, and then he went and hung himself. Again, you would see the difference in the reaction of both.
I wish we had more time, but our time is up. But I would like to just hear one more final word from each of you. There's something I wrote down. I said brotherhood is sweet until someone crosses the line. And but when I wrote that down, it seems profound to me. But from this conversation, one of the things that came to my mind is that, was it actually brotherhood? So that's one of the thoughts. I'd like to hear your final thought. What's your final thought you want to leave our viewers with on brotherhood, on guy code, on betrayal, if there is anything like that?
So can I?
Yes,
so I just touched on it briefly. You have to have your guys.
Yeah.
Very important. And just like Seth also said, there's a journey to it. It's not with everything they did wrong, you get mad. You grow.
Yeah.
You grow deeper into it. You know, people show you certain traits that let you know they are your guys. They can make mistakes, like Peter, like Thomas. A lot of all those guys make mistakes. But there's a guy that from day one, Jesus already knew this is not my guy. But we need him because there has to be a Satan in the world anyway. You know, so please have your guy, go through the process, and then you to do your part. And it's going to be good.
Faith?
Yeah, I'd just like to say two things.
Yeah.
First, like your guy, you might not have to talk every single day.
That's true. That's
You
true.
can't, spend your time.
Yeah.
But when you speak,
When you do,
it's like fine wine.
Yeah.
And then I think somewhere in Proverbs, the Bible talks about a friend is for all times, and a brother
for adversity.
exactly
Yeah.
is born for adversity. So when you are able to sieve out your friend, you know who is
He's
your brother.
Yeah. I love that. That's
right.
profound. That's
Brotherhood.
profound.
I was gonna lead you on. I was gonna say it, and then you said it about adversity, and I was gonna say that brotherhood is not an easy responsibility.
It's not.
So don't bestow it on just
Anybody.
Anybody.
That's
And
profound. I like
If you
that.
want to learn brotherhood, just go to boys in boarding school. You would understand brotherhood.
All right, Chideze.
Yes, thank you. So I think for me, brotherhood, just like landing on this that previous thought from Vic is something that is that takes time to sieve out, right?
Yeah.
But I also want to add another layer that human beings, despite how we have termed it, brotherhood and all, I just want us to realize that the person you have bestowed that distinguished crown as a brother is a human being and can, at some point in life, not be able to be exactly how you want them to be. So, which means that we all should have various buffers of strength, so that in circumstances where this happens, it doesn't break you down so much that you are unable to heal and restore the brother back and all of that. So that's just the angle I want to bring in.
All right, thank you very much. I'll leave you with one scripture that I love that scripture. And because it helps me to understand the importance of brotherhood and importance of people who may seem like a brother or like a friend that are actually not. I think it's 1 John 2:19. He said they went out of us, they were not of us. If they had been of us, they would have continued with us. That they left so that, I love the version, said they left so that it might be revealed that they were not originally meant to be part of us. So there are some people like that may not originally be part of you. And some people that if they had been of us, they would continue with us.
Yes.
Your true brother, irrespective of what you go through, difficult time, will go through it. You will go through it together. You have challenges that human, and you are able to understand from your own perspective. So you are human, just like he's human, but you understand through the commitment that you have for each other, and like I love what he said, the values that you both share. Thank you very much, everyone. We'd like to hear from you, your comments. Please subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you can be sure when we have new episode come on. But until then, thank you very much. Chideze, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Vikadex.
Looking forward to the next time.
Faith.
Take it easy.
And of course, PK.
Thank you for joining us.
Until next time.
Remember to subscribe.
Yeah, until next time, thank you very much. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Seth Ongwemi. People call me PS. I'm excited to let you know that this is an exciting new season for us at the Guys Connect. Join me and Kyle Brimo or PK as we bring new topics, exciting topics, men-centric topics that affect men and people around them. Join us and other guys, new faces and old faces, as we discuss this exciting topic. It's going to be a very, very good time where we'll hear on topic mental health issue, relationship, money, and many other that affect men, and not just men, issues that affect even people, the ladies in their life. Please remember to join us, the Guys Connect, on YouTube and also on Instagram. Thank you very much. We look forward to hearing from you. Like, share, subscribe, and please turn on your notifications as new episode drops so that you can be one of the first people to get them. Thank you very much. See you next time.